Has your family ever bothered you over baby names? My sister-in-law Jessica went completely psycho when we announced we were naming our son Kai. She kept insisting it wasn't American enough and that we absolutely had to use Michael after her late father instead. At first, this started innocent enough, just casual suggestions during family dinners. You know, Michael is such a strong classic name, she'd say while cutting her chicken. Kai just sounds so foreign. But then things escalated incredibly fast. She began researching Kai online obsessively, printing out articles about how foreign names supposedly hurt kids' job prospects and college applications. She'd leave them on our windshield, tucked under the wipers like parking tickets. My husband found a stack of them and thought I was overreacting when I got upset, but then Jessica showed up at my workplace uninvited. She somehow got past reception and cornered my boss in the break room, explaining how I was making culturally irresponsible choices that would damage my unborn child's future. She suggested maybe someone with authority should talk sense into me before it was too late. My boss awkwardly told me about this later, asking if everything was okay at home. I was mortified that my family drama had invaded my professional life. That's when my husband finally understood this wasn't normal behavior. Jessica started telling extended family members that we were being disrespectful to military families because Michael was a hero's name that honored fallen soldiers. She posted long Facebook rants asking for prayers that we'd come to our senses and honor family tradition instead of following trendy celebrity fads. She even created a private Facebook group called Prayers for Baby Michael and invited distant relatives who barely knew us. People started messaging us, asking why we were rejecting our heritage and if we needed counseling. The harassment escalated when she began showing up at our doctor appointment. She'd sit in the waiting room and try to convince other pregnant women that foreign names were a mistake. The receptionist eventually had to ask her to leave. She started leaving care packages on our doorstep filled with baby name books, all bookmarked on pages featuring Michael variations. Each package came with handwritten notes about how disappointed her father would be if we didn't honor his memory. The absolute final straw came when she called my mother, sobbing hysterically that I was rejecting American values and turning my back on everything the family stood for. She begged my mom to stage an intervention. My poor mother was completely confused since Michael wasn't even our family name. It was Jessica's maiden name. At our gender reveal party, which Jessica had insisted on helping plan, she waited until the exact moment we were cutting the cake to make her move. She stood up dramatically in front of 30 people and announced she'd found the perfect compromise for everyone. She handed me a beautifully wrapped gift bag with tissue paper spilling out the top. Inside was a custom-made onesie with Baby Michael, embroidered in huge, elaborate letters across the chest. She'd clearly spent serious money on this custom embroidery work. Everyone stared in awkward silence. The tension in the room was thick enough to cut with a knife. I could see my husband's face turning red with embarrassment and anger, but I just smiled sweetly. "Jessica, you're so incredibly thoughtful and generous," I said loudly enough for everyone to hear. "We actually did decide to honor family tradition after all your hard work and dedication." Her face absolutely lit up with pure triumph and vindication. I pulled out my phone and showed everyone the official name registration documents we'd legally filed with the state that very morning. "Everyone, meet Kai Michael. Jessica is a complete psycho Smith." The room erupted in shocked laughter and gasps. Jessica's victorious smile melted into horror as she realized what had just happened. Her face turned bright red, then white, then red again. She grabbed her purse and stormed out without saying another word, leaving her expensive custom onesie behind. We haven't heard a single complaint about baby names since that day. Problem permanently solved.